Hi there, Annalena here. I'm here with another chapter of the story called The Mollimi People from Deep Space. And this is chapter 11, and it's called Help from Earth. At Emma's house, Eric sits in the living room and looks in amazement at the huge garland. He is just as astonished when the doorbell rings and two mystically clad young people with bows and arrows on their backs are standing outside asking for Emma. Emma, who are you and what do you want with her? Eric sounds very doubtful. We are Amitola and Motega, and we come from the planet Mollimi. We are friends of Emma. Amitola explains all this in a calm, steady voice. Now Birgitte comes out of the guest room with a robe on. Amitola and Motega, but what are you doing here? It's way past bedtime. Birgitte, Emma's mother. Enemy creatures are attacking our planet. We must talk to Emma. Motega is insistent. Do you know these two? Eric looks at Birgitte in amazement. Yes, they are friends of Emma and Martin. Now she addresses Motega and Amitola. Listen, your acting was really fun, but this isn't funny anymore. Birgitte attempts to smile kindly, but now Emma comes down the stairs with a quilt wrapped around her. Motega and Amitola, what's going on? Amitola explains quickly. Our planet is being attacked by enemy creatures. They have taken Ahanu and Aquene and all our men prisoner. The other Mollimis are hiding inside the cave. Echo Essel has sent us to Earth to request your help. Us? But how? What can we do? Emma is suddenly wide awake. Whoa, wait just a minute, Eric interrupts. Two young people in crazy costumes, carrying bows and arrows, come knocking on our door long after bedtime. They say that their planet is being attacked and that they want my 12-year-old daughter to help them. Is there anyone who can tell me what's going on? But Dad, it's true. They come from another planet and they always tell the truth. Now Eric and Birgitte stare open-mouthed at their daughter. But Emma, me, what are you saying? Birgitte looks very worried. All right then. The two of you get out of here or I will call the police. Eric slams the front door. Oh no, Eric, this is our fault. It's because we're angry at each other and are getting divorced. No, Mom, it's not your fault. But Emma, what kind of friends do you have? Ringing the doorbell late in the evening and coming up with the wildest lies. Eric looks quite terrified, and now Emma takes a deep, calming breath and tries to smile naturally. Listen, all of this is just a misunderstanding. They simply love to act, and they don't mean any harm by it. But I'm so tired now, so I'm going to bed. Emma yawns loudly. Yeah, that's a good idea. And you had better tell those two actors that they shouldn't come here late in the night making things up. Eric still looks upset. I'll do that, Dad. I'll talk to them tomorrow. Good night. Emma gives her mother and father a quick hug and walks up the stairs to her room. Good night, Emma me. Sleep well. Birgitte shakes her head over the unexpected visit, but goes back to bed. In her bedroom, Emma hurries out onto the little balcony. Amitola and Motega are waiting down in the garden, and Emma whispers that she will come down right away. Quickly, she puts on her clothes and shoes and lays a pillow under her blankets, so it looks like she is sleeping. Then she crawls down from the balcony. Emma looks worriedly at her friends. But how do you think that we can help you? She whispers. We don't know, but if we don't try, it's the end of us on Mollimi, explains Motega. Tears are streaming down his and Amitola's cheeks. Oh no, Emma shakes her head in despair. I don't really know what we can do, but let's go get Martin. You can borrow my mom and dad's bikes. Emma gets the bicycles out of the shed, and then they cycle off towards Martin's house as quickly as they can. His bedroom is on the ground floor, and they knock carefully on his window until he wakes up. Martin is totally at a loss when he opens the window. What are you doing here? He asks, his voice still sleepy. They quickly explain the situation, but Martin still looks bewildered. But what can we do? How can we help? He asks. We don't know. You have so many inventions here on Earth, begins Amitola. Eko Esel says that the only thing these creatures are afraid of is the evil demons inside themselves. Now Martin gets a thoughtful expression on his face and says, Wait a minute, listen. My dad, he's a pyrotechnician. What is that? Asks Emma. Amitola, Motega and Emma look at Martin. Come inside, then I will explain. But we need to be really quiet so my parents don't wake up. Martin opens the window wide so the others can crawl in. They sit in a circle on the floor and Martin begins talking. When you are a pyrotechnician, you work with installing and setting up fireworks for concerts and big festivals, such as New Year's Eve, for example. There is a warehouse a little outside the city where they store the fireworks. Emma worriedly shakes her head. But fireworks are dangerous, and we're not old enough, she says. Wait a minute. My dad said yesterday that they have gotten some totally new firework batteries in for New Year's Eve. They have hundreds of shots and make some terribly loud screeching sounds, and my dad has a key to the warehouse. Martin is grinning now. But it's illegal. Emma looks doubtfully at her classmate. Yes, I know, Martin looks down, but my dad has shown me how to use them. And what if it's the only way we can help the Mollimis? We can say that we're just borrowing them, and then we can get some money and pay for them later. Now Emma nods hesitantly. Okay, I have $137 in my piggy bank. I've saved it since I was really little. I also have some money. We have to try. Martin now has a determined look in his eyes. Then they look at Amitola and Motega, who have been sitting completely still and listening up until now. Then Motega says, We have medallions for you. They are from Ekoesel. Then you can travel with us back to Mollimi. Emma and Martin look surprised at the rare stones which shine in all the colors of the rainbow. How beautiful! Thank you. Emma and Martin accept the medallions, and when they place them around their necks, they remain completely silent. Emma crosses her arms over her chest. Oh, I can feel my heart so clearly. She gets tears in her eyes. I can too. Martin swallows a lump in his throat and rests his hands on his heart. Amitola and Motega nod in complete understanding, and then they all sit together in silence for a moment. Then it's time to go. Martin sneaks out into the hall and gets the keys to the warehouse. A few moments later, they are all on their way out of town on their bicycles. Martin has taken 4 large duffel bags with him, rolled up inside his backpack, and they bicycle as fast as they can. They don't stop until they are in front of the warehouse, where they all take a minute to catch their breath. Martin explains the plan. It has an alarm, but I don't know the code to stop it, so it will turn on when we break in. It's going to be really loud, but I know where the screeching batteries are, so we just have to be quick and fill the bags. We can get them before anyone comes. Emma, Amitola and Motega nod to Martin, who seems very confident and decisive in the middle of it all. They run toward the building and unlock the door. Martin shows them the way to the batteries, and they hurry to fill the bags up. When the alarm goes off, Amitola and Motega cover their ears in fright. Then they run out again, and with every one of their bags stuffed with screeching batteries, they bike in towards the city again as fast as they can. When they see the lights of a car, they drive off to the side of the road and hide. The car is from the security company coming to investigate why the alarm has gone off. When the car is gone, they continue biking and don't stop until they are inside the park. They hide their bicycles as well as they can and run to the bush, where they take out their medallions. Emma and Martin look at Amitola and Motega. Does it hurt? Emma swallows a lump. No, you won't feel anything. Amitola looks at her and smiles. But how do we do it? Asks Martin. You have to stand across from each other, look at each other in the eyes, and place the medallions together, face to face. Okay, let's try, says Emma. Emma and Martin position themselves across from each other, a bit uncertain how to do it. If you travel first, then Amitola and I will come after. Emma and Martin nod in concentration. Then they look into each other's eyes and place the face of the medallions against each other. In the next second, they disappear, surrounded by radiant rainbow lights, and a moment later, they land on the plateau outside the cave. Look! That is all Emma can manage to say. The sight that meets them is completely indescribable. They stand in the middle of an endless ocean of stars, thousands, millions of stars, some so close that it feels almost as if they can touch them, others so far away that the eye can hardly see them. Emma's eyes shine, and Martin is completely mute in wonder. Now Amitola and Motega land next to them. It's the universe, whispers Martin. Yes, it is. The Mollimis say together. Amitola and Motega nod without speaking further. I have never seen anything so beautiful before. Martin's face shines. I can feel myself breathing. Emma lays one hand on her chest, which rises and sinks in time with the pulse of the universe. Yes, it's out here that we can feel who we are. Amitola lays her hand on her heart. It's as if I have been here before. Martin shakes his head and tries to remember something. You have been here before. It's here where we all come from, but some have forgotten it. Motega looks sad. It's so silent here. Emma can hardly keep her eyes off the sparkling star ocean, But now they hear something from inside the cave, and the old woman Ekoesel comes into view at the opening. She bows politely. Greetings, Emma and Martin, children of humans. Both Emma and Martin bow when they see the old woman. Thank you. I am Ekoesel. Come with me and let us go to the others. They follow after her through the cave. Emma and Martin move slowly as if they are in a dream. They are completely overwhelmed by the sight of the hundreds of glittering stones that flash and gleam in all the colors of the rainbow. It is the same stone that's in the medallion. Martin whispers, yes, it's Urilis. It's a type of gemstone which has been here for thousands of years. It's very valuable. Amitola's dark eyes shine in the light of the beautiful stones. Neither Emma nor Martin can find the words for what they are experiencing, and they continue through the cave in deep silence. At the end of the cave, they meet the Mollimis, who are sitting and lying close to each other. The children are sleeping, but the most of the mothers are awake. They lift their gazes when they see the two young humans together with Amitola and Motega, and now the children wake also. They greet the four youths, and then they seat themselves in a circle all together. Tinka and Utisu crawl up in the lap of Amitola and Motega. Ekoesel begins the meeting. Welcome, Emma and Martin, children of humans. As you know, we are being attacked by enemy creatures from another planet. Therefore, we ask for your help. Emma and Martin nod, and Martin begins to speak. We will try to help. On our planet we have something called fireworks, and we have some batteries which can make really loud and uncomfortable noises. We will put them around your camp and use them to try to frighten the enemy creatures. But we must do it while it's dark. Yes, well, it means that you must go at once. Take good care of yourselves. Ekoesel lowers her head. Yes, be careful. Velke and Pudonf have tears in their eyes. That's the mothers of Amitola and Motega. We will, Martin, Motega, Amitola, and Emma rise up from the circle and take their bags. Then the cliff wall opens and they walk out into the darkness. They run quickly but silently through the forest and past the lake. They sneak down the long path towards the settlement, and from the edge of the forest they can see that the creatures are lying on the ground around the fire pit. They are sleeping. The settlement has been ravaged by their destruction, and the creatures have emptied the Mollimi food stocks. Without a sound, the four youths make a ring around the settlement and place the batteries as close to the wooden homes as they dare. Then they begin lighting them, one after the other, and now the sky lights up in an inferno of light and sound. Ear-deafening, piercing and screeching sounds suddenly come from all directions and penetrate the darkness of the night. The creatures wake up with a start and cover their ears, terrified, but the barrage of violent sounds and powerful lights just keeps coming. Now wild panic breaks out. The creatures run around blindly, bumping into each other and falling over each other. They believe that the planet is now occupied by evil spirits, and one after the other they find their spaceships and disappear with lightning speed. From the edge of the forest, Martin, Motega, Emma and Amitola have been watching what is happening. When the last spaceship flies off, the youths cheer loudly and embrace each other. Then they run toward Equesel's home and remove the heavy beam that was used to block the door. They are gone. The strange creatures have left. Motega hurries to explain what has happened to the terrified Mollimis inside, and now they all come out and look around in wonder. These are our friends from Earth, Emma and Martin. They have helped us. Amitola looks proudly at her friends. But what were those sounds? Aquene looks inquisitively at Emma and Martin. They are called screeching batteries. It's something that we have on Earth. Martin smiles a bit shyly at the beautiful woman. Oh, how can we ever thank you enough? Now Aquene cannot manage to hold back her tears any longer, and together with Ahanu, she gives the youths a heartfelt hug. The other men in camp also embrace the youths. But then they cannot delay any longer, and they all run off toward the cave to find the others. The mutual joy is touching. They hold each other and cry in happiness, and then a bit later, as they walk together towards the camp, the first ray of sun shines out over the hilltop. A new day has begun. They all stand a moment quietly, looking at their devastated village, but then they begin to clear their home of the intruders' raid. The adults sing while they work, and the children, happy again, run around and play. The 4 youths walk around the camp and gather up their batteries. Imagine that these boxes could make such a scary sounds. Motega is standing with a burnt-out battery in his hands. Yes, it was totally wild. Martin has a gleam in his eye. Maybe the creatures heard the sounds of the demons inside themselves. Emma's eyes are resting thoughtfully on the batteries. Yes, and it's the only thing that they are afraid of. Amitola's dark eyes are smiling again. After they have put all the batteries back into Martin's bags, they go back to the others. Some of the animals are beginning to cautiously come back from the forest, and suddenly Tinka points to the hilltop in the west. Look! The others stop in the middle of their chores. The other Mollimis from the neighboring villages are coming too, and all have gifts with them in the form of food, blankets, skins, or animals. In the village, they are greeted with a heartfelt welcome, and the rest of the day the newcomers help with rebuilding the destroyed village. All day long, Emma and Martin experience how the Mollimis live together. They see how the children play together and take care of each other, and how they all help each other. They see how everyone has sympathy for each other, and how they soothe each other if anyone is sad. When the sun stands in the middle of the sky, the village is almost back to normal, and Motega and Amitola ask Emma and Martin whether they want to go out in the forest with them and shoot with a bow and arrow. They practice for many hours, and Emma and Martin eventually become really good at it. Ahanu and Aquene come by at some point with a bit of food and drink for the youths, and watch with interest when Martin and Emma are shooting at the target. The elders look at each other and both nod, satisfied with Emma and Martin's talent. It's late in the afternoon when Emma and Martin decide to go back to Earth. Emma looks worriedly at Martin and asks, "How do you think our parents are doing?" "I don't want to think about it," Martin wrinkles his brows. Your parents are still sleeping, Martin. Amitola smiles reassuringly. But how is that possible? Asks Martin. We don't experience time in the same way that you do on Earth, explains Motega. But what do you mean? Asks Emma. She and Martin look astonished. Time stands still while you are here on Mollimi. Motega has a friendly gleam in his eye when he answers. Does it? Time stands still? Asks Martin. Yes. Amitola and Motega both nod, and now Emma and Martin smile in relief. Phew, that's good, or else I don't know how we would explain this, says Martin relieved. Now they cannot stop laughing at the whole thing.